All right, we are live. Now it is windy out here, so we're gonna do our best. I put a dead cat on my microphone. Granted, it's to a different microphone, but it should do. Let me know in the comments when you're coming in here. Now, for those of you who were here yesterday, I had a few live streams. I put them up, but the mic was dead, so I took them down. Oh, so sad. So, you know, it does kind of suck when that happens, but no, it happens. Now, if you're watching this later, you'll see that it's only in 720p. I apologize, but I want to keep the stream going strong. And sometimes you have to give up something like definition. So it's not actually going to be like a high definition video, but it is 720p. That way the people that are here in real time won't have that buffering lag. So I apologize about that, but if you catch this at a later date, you'll be able to do that. Ooh, it is kind of windy out here, not too cold, but hopefully the audio isn't too bad for you. As I put, like I said, I put a dead cat on here. It's not the right one for the right microphone. It's actually for this here. This is my video recorder. You can watch more about that in my video gear. It's a great thing. I could even use this as a microphone if I wanted to and plug it up to my computer. But since they're not sponsoring me, I'm not going to talk too much about them right now. Unless you have a question that you want to ask later. Hey, you've got one watching. All right. Tell me where you're from. Tell me where you're from. Like my radio voice. Of course, we're here to talk about web development and all that stuff that comes along with it. What's up, Corey? Glad to see you in the live stream here. Sounds like someone is dying behind me, but that's not true. I actually just got done doing an interview with Madison Kana. She's kind of a big deal with women in tech. That was fun today. Oklahoma originally, that's right, Oklahoma. Nice to catch you on the live stream. I know you've sent over a lot of comments, so you know it's cool to see you here. Have you caught me on the live stream before, Corey? You live in North Jersey now. All right, that's cool. Have any questions? What are you up to today? How's your web development going for you? Let's see. Let me check the live stream here. Got one watching. It is always a struggle to keep this live stream going nice. Once you lived in North Jersey now once. Can you give me some context on that? You're building a portfolio right now? Okay, that's cool. I think we did. Yeah, yo, you talked to me on the live stream once. That's right. Give me just a moment here to switch this screen over so we don't have to share too much information. Sorry, when we have kids in the background, I don't want to expose them to to my live stream because that's just not fair. But yeah, let's see what you have here. You've watched my live stream once. Cool. Well, it's nice to have you back. Let me say what I've been up to since we deleted the old live streams. I've been doing a ton of video, a lot of video with my company that I work for. So yeah, that's right. Sorry. These screens, man, it's so hard to like get them like synced up right to make sure that I'm going to the right one. It's kind of crazy here, and with the wind, it's extra crazy. Like if I switch to this camera, 1, 2, 3, look at how wobbly this thing is. I need to get a more sturdy laptop. But yeah, I've been doing a ton of video, so it's crazy. YouTube is blocking my messages. Are you sending something with like links? If you send something with links, I've blocked it just because I've had like bots in the past that have actually sent some stuff out that, you know, I didn't want because it was spammy. But if you just put it in like words like www.space.com, I'll take a look at it for you. Yeah, no problem. Not a problem at all. I'm ready whenever you are. Anyone else here so far? Anyone else? Anyone else? 2 watching. That's cool. If you'd like, let me know where you're from. We're just here to talk, as always, web development. Corey MCA, so Corey, just like that with like the .com in it. For those of you that are looking at this, we are actually going to take a look at Corey's portfolio website. Is this you, product manager? Is that right, Corey? Let me know, and I'll share it. Yeah, that's you, huh? Okay. let's go ahead and share this, Corey. Give me just a moment here to get the right screen up. Yeah, we got this. All right, so here's Corey's portfolio for web development. Very nice. I do like the picture front and center. Right here, there's a favicon that you should put in there. I don't know if you have a logo yet, but if you can get into a favicon, definitely do it. It's not that hard to place one in. You have to look it up, but you know, it's like a line of code, like the metadata. So you have all your social media up here. That's great. I would have some links that would go to each section. Now you could hard code those in with IDs. So like if you put your div there, put the ID, and then even if you click it, it will go to that section. But you know, it doesn't even have to be scrolling, but just something to keep it there. I would also have a sticky navigation, which you can do with like position static. But let's keep on looking. Work project, all business analytics and development. I like this. You got a lot of stuff here. These borders, they need to be fixed. Let's see. Let's go under the hood with these borders. Ooh, you got some Earthbound right here. That's dope. We'll look at that in a minute. So you're using Bootstrap, not bad. I guess my question is why is this coming up? And you know, I can't fix everything, or I can't look at everything, but I would definitely look into maybe putting some stuff on top of this, like some styling for development. Let's see how it looks when we go responsive. Oh, not bad. Not bad at all. I'd fix this. You need some styling, bro. Oh, look, someone in Boise. Sorry, Mario. Didn't mean to share your information. It's one of the Facebook groups I'm on. When you collapse these down, you see this text. It kind of breaks like the line. There's like an invisible line, they say, that goes by here. If it was text, I would make sure that it would be like, you got some data binds here. Interesting. Center. So you have this class here, and if it's with Bootstrap, I think I can just do left. Text left, maybe. Nope. But I could do some styling on here, that's for sure. Give me just a moment here. Now I apologize, I haven't been looking at the comments. I'll take a look in just a moment. See, and you should have those go on each one. It creates a line down the down there that your eye will automatically follow. But you can have them like on a different media query, like in the middle. Let's see here. Okay, yes, please give feedback. Okay, it's just a pick. You know, pick's better than nothing. Rohan says, which front-end framework would you suggest is best to learn for getting jobs right now? Angular, React, or Vue? Angular or React. Not Vue. I haven't heard anything about Vue, other than it's hot and dope. But do React or Angular. But what really matters is the underlying JavaScript. So if you're learning a lot of if you're learning a lot of ES6, that's going to be good for you. So I would do that if I were you. Plain JavaScript, not React or Angular or anything like that, and not Vue. Widen the pictures. How sad. Awesome. Nice. Corey says. Madison says awesome. We just got done talking. Great to see you here, Madison. Let's get back to Corey's portfolio website. Now, like you said, if you feel bad about it, don't. It's I commend you on sending this over for me to review. You got some good education here. Udacity, cool. You got to get some styling on these fonts, though, man. And it doesn't have to be too super technical. It doesn't have to be like Proxima Nova or anything that you have to get from like Typekit from Adobe. Just use Google Fonts, and Google Fonts has gotten a lot better at being more friendly over the years. So you could just set your text like the P tag to font family, Google Fonts. Roboto is really generic, some basic stuff, but it looks good. Another way that I would look for right fonts is just do like font pairs. Font pairs Google Fonts. It's the first thing that pops up here, and I would go through all of those and take a look. And that's an easy way to get started. Let's see what the chat says. Nice. Maybe widen the pictures. You know, there's only so much I can do on the fly here, but you have all the right things. This Contact Me, it is very 3D, which unfortunately is kind of like out of date. Like it's more like early 2000s. I would try to make those more flat with less
less 3D effects, like maybe this border, how it kind of like sinks in. Don't do that. The shadows, good stuff. You got submit button, all that stuff. Just look it up. Just like look up basic designs, or even using some of the Bootstrap things for like a success button. That's all good too. That's the first thing I would do, just trying to make your stuff look on point. Let's see here. Contact submit. Let's say btn/success. Ta-da! It's green. It looks cool. It's got already some, like, you know, some classes already built in there. So you can do that, and you can write over those Bootstrap things. Have you used Bootstrap? If you've gone through the Udacity stuff, I'm sure you have. And so let's see. Corey, are you okay if we look at your LinkedIn at all, by chance? Just waiting on Corey. Just waiting on you, bro. Madison, nice to see you again. Thanks, Rowan. Where are you coming from, Rowan? Where are you from? It is fine. Okay, let's take a look at Corey's stuff. One moment. Another thing it says is that you're a product manager. I would touch on that a little bit more. I know you probably want to be a front-end developer, but if you can like tie the two together, oh man, like you can make it look good. Like, hey, product management helped me learn this or that. I've done like a lot of social media and marketing and stuff. Now, not through school. I did economics, but whenever anyone asks me, I tie them together. So I'm like, well, yeah, I can make this, make the code look good. I can make the code performant and look beautiful on the back end. But because of social media and marketing, I know that it's more than just beautiful code. It's more than just beautiful design. There are results that you have to do. Okay, so New Jersey, product manager, ADP. Ooh, ADP, not bad. I remember ADP. Use them all the time for like clocking in at work. 1 year. You got a pretty good, solid looking LinkedIn here. More experience than I got. That's faux show. But I don't see any projects, and that's what people are really concerned with. Projects. Oh, in your about section, I would put some more in your about section about what you do, why you do it, like whether it be with front-end web development or product management, something that tells people that you're unique and why you do what you do, to show that you're passionate about what you're learning or about what you're trying to do, which I would assume is web development. I don't know your specific goals though. Let's see. Yeah, I'm still on the right screen. Rowan says, I am from India, pursuing my education here in computer science. Good for you. That's a good degree. And you're a senior now. All right. But I want to get a job pretty soon before graduation. Don't we all? It's always good to look earlier than later. But hey, I made the same mistake. I would just skill up as much as you can. Make that LinkedIn resume squeaky clean. Not just clean, but unique. And keep on looking for jobs. Now, I don't know how it is in India, but here in the United States, getting that entry-level job is so important. But at the same time, don't get some bullshit job that isn't at all related to what you did. Now, one of my first jobs was called an e-service specialist. I didn't know I was going to do coding, but it did at least fit in there with e-services online, something like that. So if you have to, get any job you can, but really try to get something that's going to be somehow related, or you can make it related to what you want to do. You want to support your family. That's great, man. That's why a lot of us work, but it's a great reason to do it. Supporting your family is a great reason, but don't make that the reason why you want to be a web developer. The only reason, I should say. You truly have to love learning and stuff like that. You don't have to be the best at it, but you have to like the content in order to make it for the long haul, because the amount of work you put in is not what you get out. So you have to love what you're doing. Sometimes I'll be studying for hours upon hours, but I do love what I do. I love the results that come out of it. No projects posted yet. Corey says no projects posted yet, but I will add. Rowan says, I know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, PHP, and MySQL. That's a lot of stuff. But just because you know it doesn't mean I know it. So you have to have some projects. And that might be hard to hear, Rowan, but that's what's been told to me. And so I've had to make projects to prove that I know what I know. So definitely looking at doing that, even if they're small projects like a basic portfolio site. You know HTML and CSS, boom, make it responsive. You know HTML, CSS, and other stuff. Whoop whoop. Madison says she's sending the video now. That's about our interview. You'll see that later. You probably can't see that on screen, so I didn't have to tell you. So, anyways, yeah, definitely. What kind of front-end project should I have on my resume to attract recruiters? You have to have the basics at least. HTML, CSS, something with JavaScript or jQuery. Now, I don't know how it is in India, so it might be different. Like MySQL sounds great. If you can connect that to a database or anything like that, great. So if you have like a node mailer, or excuse me, like a MySQL like email sender or something like that, great. If you have something that stores data, great. And even if it's something silly, it shows that you know about it. And you are absolutely correct, Rowan says, yes, I want to get a job here. By here, Rowan, do you mean in America? And while you answer that, I'm going to look more at Corey's stuff. Dude, your stuff looks pretty solid, man. You got an MBA. I'm not sure how that ties in here, but I don't mean that in like a derogatory way at all. But yeah, it looks like you need some more projects. Maybe some LinkedIn articles too would be great. Like maybe 3 or 4, just talking about code or talking about product management. It doesn't all have to be about web development. My friend Lee, he lives down south in America. I'm not going to give out too much information because he said he didn't give me permission, but he does LinkedIn articles too, and that's how I started. And now he has his own blog, and he's not a developer. He's like a product manager guy. He does not product management, but he does management. So yeah, totally. Rowan, if you want to get a job in the USA, you've got to be good. And I'm not saying that to like get your hopes down or anything, but you got to be good because now it's getting a lot harder with the visas that everyone has to do. So if you're going to do this, make sure your stuff is the best because it's getting harder for people to get visas over here. It's getting expensive. So yeah. Now, I'm not saying you can't do it at all. No, that's not what I'm saying. Just be prepared to work harder than you first anticipated, because if you don't have to work, if you set that goal, you won't be disappointed. Versus if you set the goal low. Like for us in the United States, you know, when you're naive and you get out of college, you worked hard for 4 years or 5 years. Okay, now it's time to get a job. I've worked hard. Man, like that's not at all how it works. Like at all. You got to work even harder than that. If you have that mindset from the beginning, it's not going to be upsetting. Corey, do you have any other questions? Do you have anything else that you want me to address with your LinkedIn as far as like web development goes? I'll go back to your previous one. Oh, you know what? You got GitHub and Twitter on here. Let's take a look at that while I wait for you to respond. Hey, man. Yeah. Rowan, I'm not trying to be, like I said, I don't want to be disappointing or anything like that. And I'm not saying you can't do it. Absolutely not. But I want you to succeed. I want you to work hard. I work harder than I'm supposed to sometimes because, you know, how are you going to get to that next level? You're not going to get to the next level by putting in work at the lower level. You know what I mean? You got to put in work at the next level to get there because I need something to prove that I'm already there, you know? Otherwise, why would someone do that? Like, no one wants to take a chance on you, at least in America. They want to know that you already have the skills. And that's kind of, that sucks, but it's not the worst. Oh, you got 34 followers. It looks like you use Twitter like I do. But I'd be careful with some of these posts, man. Even if it is something stupid, like, you know, this stuff. And I don't know if this is actually you. But just be careful with this because recruiters look at it, hiring managers look at it. You know, I just talked with someone that's a manager and they said, yeah, I check out all those things before I hire them. So if they don't meet their stuff, then they're not going to hire them, which is messed up. But, you know, don't, I'm not trying to say like don't be yourself, but you still got to have that in the back of your mind, you know. Be yourself in ways that are not controversial all the time. Sometimes I'm controversial when it comes to like education and stuff, but I want everyone to make it. I want everyone to succeed. You know, it's not like, well, I believe this, and if you don't believe that, you're an idiot or anything like that. So just some tips, but I'm sure you knew a lot about that. Corey says, I have a Git question. When I make updates to my GitHub account, how do I pull down the new copy to my AWS server? I do not know. I've never done AWS. So that's some Google foo stuff that you got to do there. Rowan says, how hard was it for you to get your first job? Very hard, but not nearly as hard as I made it out to be. And what skills you had in web web when you first got your job. Okay, so I first had HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, WordPress, and some jQuery, but I didn't use a lot of programming. And I had this portfolio. I had, you know, responsive stuff that you did programmatically, and I had all those Udacity projects as well, and a couple of WordPress websites as well. So that's what I had. But now I'm really digging deeper into, you know, the server and the web development stuff. So HTML, CSS, some jQuery, and a little bit of prettiness, and then other things that helped me stand out that weren't necessarily related hardcore to web development were graphic design. I knew Photoshop and Illustrator, and I also knew video, Premiere Pro, After Effects. I did social media, so I had a social media portfolio too. So all those things played into stuff, so I could be really versatile. And like, just like I said with work, I did video for like 12 hours a day, almost 12 hours a day for like 3 or 4 days. It was exhausting, but I learned a lot. And because I did this, I'm doing this stuff, that's why they gave this to me to do. Questions, comments, anyone else? Let's take a look. Ooh, got 4 watching. Live streams, I apologize if the settings are a little laggy. My apologies. But we shall persevere. We got people asking questions, we got people interacting, and that's what I like. Rowan says, damn. I don't know if that's how you said it, but he says, damn, seems like you had a lot of stuff on your portfolio for your first job. Yeah, I think so too. And I don't think that you are going to have that much, to be honest. I am in a place where there's hardly any front-end web developers. I haven't talked to a single web developer, like solely straight web development here at all. So I had to do a lot of extra stuff to prove that I could stand out. And you can't just like, they can't like test you on code or like technical interviews, but they can look at your stuff because they don't know specifically what you do. Like the CTO knew coding and programming, and he could see my stuff and be like, yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. But at the same time, no one actually did web development, so they can just say like, oh yeah, we can train you up. You already have to have you already have to have that skill. So yeah, I don't think you're gonna have to work as hard, but if you have that mindset, you're gonna be able to do a lot more. Maybe you will. I don't know how it is in India. Corey says, can you give me feedback on my modals on my portfolio page? Let's take a look. Let's go back. Where are the modals? Where are they? Intermission. Dun 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 dun. All right, here we go. So let's say if I I like, but I don't like the loading time. Take this PDF and compress it if you can. Or maybe just have it as a download even. It's confusing because there's 2 scroll bars and I can't I want to intuitively scroll down and see this whole thing. So maybe push this up, and I know that can get weird with the viewfinder and stuff, or just make it a download and express that, or maybe like have like a modal pop up and say like one screen and like have a button here, so like an image, and then put like download proposal or something and have it smaller. That's what I would do with this one. Let's see the payroll, or if anything, just compress the PDF if you can through, and you can do that online. Just look up like PDF compressor. Same thing. Intuitively I want to be like, because I don't feel like it's all the way centered, and I just dealt with that myself, so I understand if it's kind of hard. Same thing with this. These things they don't feel lined up. You see, they feel, hold on, they feel like off center. So like you have your all business analytics and development, and they're kind of messed up. You're gonna have to use design sense to make sure that they're evenly spaced, and that these 3 hold on the 3 columns across the top go all the way from one side to the other, if I were you. Now I don't know how you're going to do that, or if you can do that, but those are some suggestions with these modals. Yeah, just make an image and then say like download, or like the thing. I feel like that's going to be the best way to look into this. Otherwise, I mean, there's a ton of stuff here. That's great. I would definitely do that if I were you. Let's take a look here. Some of the modals I use HTML embed tag, which works well, but they don't work very often on mobile browsers. Yes, 'tis a shame. Maybe not make that on a mobile browser. Maybe even start from scratch. I know that's probably not what you want to hear, but first try to do a few of these things first, learn from it, and if you really feel like you have to start from scratch, do. And then instead start from mobile first instead of going from desktop. I did that the first time with this new website I did. Mobile first. Oh, that's how you go. And with Google and stuff, they're gonna like penalize you if it's not mobile first. So definitely do that. And companies are gonna recognize that because it's important now. Just do download or a new page. I would do whatever one's easiest for you at first. I think you're gonna want to keep it all organized and stuff. Don't do overkill and do a new page. Just do download first and make your main page look great. And you know, you'll have a download and it will look normal. And then if you feel like you want to do that, or start from the ground up, then do a new page if you feel like that's justified. Click on one of the projects. Okay, let's go ahead and click on one of these projects. Analytics, and this long load time, man. Yeah, just get an image. That's another thing. Like, I'm waiting, and that would kill me. Like, if I was at a company that did e-commerce, could lose so much money by waiting for a download, you know, without any response. And I'm not trying to be hard on you or anything like that. I truly do want to help you. And I see that you can download it here. Yeah, I would download it first because, I mean, I get that you can go full screen here, but it's not very intuitive. Otherwise, I would have done it, you know, right from the start. Yeah, okay, it doesn't feel natural. I know that's kind of funny because all this computer stuff isn't natural, but it's not intuitive to me. And I'm sure a lot of other people will feel that way too. It doesn't have content attached. Constructive criticism is important. Yes, it is. Constructive criticism is so important. I use it all the time. And sometimes it sucks, but you gotta hear it and you gotta learn from it. It's the fastest way, in my opinion, to learn what you really need to do. You know, I heard a lot of people say algorithms. I didn't want to hear that. I didn't want to hear that crap. But I came around. I've been studying them, and they've helped out so much just on the basic JavaScript. And that stuff doesn't change nearly as fast as like React and MongoDB and all that stuff. And you can keep it and apply it to everything. Everything that does JavaScript. Okie dokie. I'm going to check the live stream now. We got 4 still. Cool. Anyone else have any questions? Does anyone else have any comments or want me to look over some of their stuff and put in my 2 cents? Let me know. Of course you have a lot of work to do, Corey. I got a lot of work to do too. We all got work to do. Put in that work. W-E-R-K. Work. I hope no one sees this work. W-O-R-K. W-O-R-K. Work. I got a lot of work to do, but don't feel bad. You're on the right path. You've got more than someone that just says they know something. You got actual projects and a website. And that says something. That says, hey, I'm willing to do this on my own and make something. So you're farther ahead than you might think you are. And at the same time, you got more work to do. So, waiting for a while. What time is it? It's almost 4. I have got to get on the road here in a little while. Not yet. We can hang out for a while. Definitely hang out. I gotta do some traveling again. It's Sunday. I am so like ready to code, and I've been doing video all the time. But I hope you can tell it is getting windy out here. I hope you can tell that I've been practicing and improving, and even just over like the last 4 days, I've gotten a ton of experience with talking to people, or talking on camera, or talking to strangers, and I'll also get better at video, because that's all I've been doing. That's all I did last week, is just shoot video, ask questions and stuff, talk on the spot. And next week it's going to be all video editing, so hopefully it will translate into my videos here. Then I can get back to code. I need that code. And keep in mind, if I don't have any feedback, I will end the chat. Not a threat, but I don't want to just stay here, you know, by myself, talking about how how awesome I am. The live streams are really to interact with the audience, with you guys, with subscribers. So, you know, if we don't have any other questions, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. But let me know. Any questions are appreciated. What should I talk about while I wait? Went to the hat store today and I bought myself a hat. I need a hat. But that's Donald Glover, I think. That's his stand-up. You know, I'm trying to loosen up here, not just be like, oh, stiff, I just do code, which is true, I do a ton of code, but loosen up here. All right, well, it looks like we are out of questions today, so I will go ahead and hit stop, and I will talk to you guys next week for web development. See ya.